Well, there has been another mass murder, as you know, at a school in Texas where the uniquely American phenomenon of mass murder at schools, complete with television coverage, like the television coverage you're seeing tonight, began. All of that began in Texas in 1966, when Charles Whitman, a name that became one of the most famous names of the 1960s, went to the top of the Texas Tower, the University of Texas in Austin. Before going to the tower, like many of the mass murderers who followed in his footsteps, Charles Whitman shot and killed his wife, shot and killed his mother.
It's always so hard to find out the motive here, Lester.
By one count, the U.S. has topped 300 school shootings since 2009, 57 times as many as all of the other major industrialized nations combined.
In 2020, the most recent CDC data shows that there were more than 19,000 gun-related homicides. Do the math, that's an average of 53 a day. There have been 213 mass shootings so far this year alone. It's only May.
So doing the math on that, there's a mass shooting in this country about 1.5 a day.
When are we going to do something?
Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr last night channeling the outrage of a nation.
I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. You know, I think back to Columbine. I was just a teenager then, but it all felt so unbelievable. How tragic is it that this now feels so common?
At some point, a fight even broke out between some people at the scene, and police had to step in. Then there's the window at the McDonald's where the shooting happened. Again, as I mentioned, it is shattered. Just a really busy and active scene. According to Chicago police, this shooting happened just after 10:40 last night. Again, 10 people were shot.
Online, there are lots of opinions from both sides of the gun control debate about money, politics and freedom. But journalist Philip DeFranco also wrapped up one of the other common themes, helplessness. He tweeted, "The uniquely American feeling, seeing news about a mass shooting of kids and knowing literally nothing is going to change to stop it from happening again, is the one I hate the most."
You really believe like he was sitting there reading a law book beforehand? And I know what you're going to say. Well, maybe we should make it more difficult to do that. But the problem with that is it's a simple-minded solution, because you also make it more difficult for the tens and thousands and hundreds of thousands of others of 18-year-olds out there who've done absolutely nothing wrong and would like to buy a rifle to go hunting.
So what?
So what?
So what?
We live in a free country.
So what? You're 18 years old. Can you buy a beer? Answer no. Why can't you buy a beer? Because society, in its infinite wisdom, has determined that
you're not answering
young
my point.
At 18-year-old to buy
my
a beer.
question remains.
How can you be too young to buy a beer?
Why do you believe people that have no conscience, no heart, and no soul, parents lost their kids today? Why do you believe
Make
the
it
people?
hard
Hang
for
on.
them, Sean.
Why do you believe in any way that those people that are capable of that evil are going to obey your laws? Because I think you're living in a fantasy world.
Maybe I am. But the NRA convention is in Houston on Friday. You have President Trump, you have Governor Abbott, you have Senator Cruz all scheduled to speak. Don't you think that they should try to suggest some remedy, be proactive? But what are they going to do? What are they going to say other than Second Amendment, Second Amendment, Second Amendment? Second Amendment. The way the Second Amendment is construed now makes me sick. How did muskets become AKs? How'd that happen?
You know,
let me go back to Dan.
Wait, hold on. All right, I know, Geraldo, you've dominated this whole conversation. Not let anyone else talk here, Geraldo. You know, for the last 30 years of your life, you've been a very wealthy, successful guy. Nobody disputes that. You could go out tomorrow and buy security if you wanted to. The Second Amendment makes you sick. Why? So the criminals don't care about your gun laws. They love them because it keeps law-abiding people unarmed while they don't give a damn about your laws. I did this for a living. They laugh at gun laws, and they love people like you advocating for gun laws, because you can buy armed protection and they can go in high crime communities and prey on innocent people who can never get a hold of a gun because they actually obey the law.
Greg Schaefer, FBI veteran of 20 years, an expert on active shooter situations. Thanks for joining us. absolutely horrific scenes this morning. How has this happened again?
If I had the answer to that, I'd solve all the world's problems. We have to get better at a couple things. First of all and foremost, we need to put armed police officers in every school in America. No questions asked. Every school in America needs to have an armed response, an armed police officer.
If I were the devil, if I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door.